I'm okay right now, but
Alright,
maybe
fair
we'll
enough.
see how this round goes.
So I think it's just press start.
Rock and roll.
All
Oh, where are we
right.
playing? Ooh, La
Stadium Club
Quinta.
what? I
Oh,
think you might be able to pick the course.
let's see.
Select options, maybe.
Start.
Press start to continue. I think you just
Start.
gotta press start. The button's kind of janky.
There
you
we go. Oh, Sawgrass.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll be triple B.
Yeah, that's big bad buyer.
Old player, computer, new player, old player.
We'll just go
Oh,
with
that's
me.
you. Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
do you. This looks great to
Oh,
me.
of course. You got it. It's a T select. We're
13 club max.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're playing the pros, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Of course.
Oh, we're gonna be in the Players Championship.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I think there's only 4 tournaments in this game. It's 4 courses, but they're, pretty expansive, as you can see.
Of course. Oh.
Look at now. Watch this. It gets better. I think it does.
Start to exit.
Oh, I thought it does. And that start button's garbage on there.
I got this figured
Yeah,
out. There we go.
oh, look at that. That's,
Okay.
that's right down the
Probably
middle of the
B.
fairway.
You think B to
I
hit?
think it's A.
A. Ooh. All right. Let's find out.
There we go.
Ooh,
Oh,
gosh.
he hooked
That's
it
a
left.
hook.
Is it still in bounds?
Uh oh.
Is it,
Nice shot.
202. Yeah, you ain't
okay.
getting a 300-yard drive in this game. But
All right.
you know what?
192. 2-iron. I can't hit a wood out of here. So I'm probably just going to lay up. Here we go. Get down there. Ooh,
That's better.
going left. Get this timing figured out.
Oh.
Get out of that tree. All right.
This is like worse than the original Golden Tee, which is bad.
80. Oh, I love
so
this
you're
right
right
here.
on it.
Oh. Hit B takes you back to this screen.
Ah, okay.
FYI.
Oh, that start's gonna be a nightmare. This is perfect.
Oh,
Oh, dead solid perfect.
get up.
Get there!
Oh, sit. Sit.
Look at this. From the road.
Getting
You
the
know
feel
what?
of it.
That's a. Would that be a par set? Ooh, look at
Ooh.
that.
Break to the left. Okay. Oh, okay. Select for help. Nope, don't need help.
So, and then, yep, so the arrow's up at the top, how
Yep.
far you want to go.
All right.
And then it's all
30,
percentages. You
30
hit it
feet,
30 if you hit
25.
100.
Okay, at 100. So, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be math in this game. I think.
Oh, crud. I hooked the
Oh.
putt. Okay.
29. You know what? If it would have been on, it would have
Yep.
been in.
If it would have been on, it would have been in. I didn't. I forgot to look. Okay. A good putt.
Oh!
It must be uphill.
Yeah, a little
Up
bit.
0 inches above. Okay. Here we go. We got this. I know I can make this putt.
There we go. Nice shot.
Double bogey? Double bogey
That's a rough
start.
start. That's a rough start.
I can handle that. Now I got him right where I want him. Nobody knows what's going to happen now. All right, number 2. Par 5, it's eagle time.
And here, look at that, though. This is how dated this game is. 1, your wood is actually a wood. 2,
It's only
a
511
big
yards.
Well, not only that, a big drive is 260.
260.
This guy's... Oh, look how slow he's swinging, though.
Oh, crud.
His club head speed is garbage.
I'm just a little early on this. Okay.
But you're still in the fairway? Oh, first cut rough.
I can get there from here.
281? I don't think you could hit a 281 if you would hit it.
Oh, no, I can't.
It's par 5, though.
Oh, man,
That's
just
okay.
a little early. I'm going to get this. Going to get the hang of this.
I gotta imagine this sounds horrible.
All right. We're going to go up the club. Time to jack it. Ooh,
Sliced it.
perfect. With the wind, go in the hole. It's going to go in. Oh, that's not the hole?
Every time you
This
hit
is
it,
like
all
my real golf game.
I think of the noise from RBI baseball when you hit a pop fly.
Oh, yeah, boy.
That's all I can think when you
It's been a
actually
long
play
time
this.
since I played that game.
Where everybody's the fattest player in history, but they're all really good. Like when the fastest guy in the game is Cecil Fielder. And you're going, that's not right. He runs like Babe Ruth still.
Go in.
Oh, you know what though? It's straight putt.
Straight putt.
Straight putt. You shouldn't have to worry about this. There you go. Look
Oh,
at that.
in the hole.
Perfect. Perfect. That's a. You know what? Only a bogey.
We're getting better.
So this one you should par this.
Ooh.
You'll want to go up a club. So I think you. Top.
Oh,
There you
okay,
go.
we're gonna go down a little bit.
I
I keep getting too quick with it.
Get in the rough. Stay out of the water. Stay out of the water.
Oh yeah, I've played here before. All right, let's see this.
You know what's amazing? This game came out obviously with 91 or whatever, and it's still difficult.
It is hard.
Like it's weird to think that a game from 1991 is actually a difficult game. You might be putting.
Oop.
Oh, it's a pitch.
Let's see.
I don't know. You might be able to switch to a putter.
I'm gonna just chip it in.
Just tip it in. Just make it easier. Oh, you're in the box though.
In the
That's
box.
That's how you know you're close.
The 2 feet box. All right. Hey, bogey again.
You know,
We're on the bogey train. All right, let's see. What do we got
Bet you
here?
can't expect. Bet you weren't expected to be playing this game.
No, I
I don't know. Have you ever actually played this game?
have never played this game.
You aren't missing much. I think with the win though, that's in the
Oh,
fairway,
it's my
though.
first fairway.
There you go.
That feels good.
Yeah, fairways hit 1 of 4.
Yeah, one
Or 1 of 3.
Yeah, well,
one of
Oh, right into this. I feel
You go
good.
up, go up close.
You
got
think
4
so?
Yeah,
Okay.
you got 4 mile an hour in your face. That's. I don't know what that actually does in this game.
Keep doing that. Let's go, Scott.
Get short. Get short. Get short. Get short.
Sit down. Oh, it was a layup.
There you go. Smart.
Yep, on
That's
a par
a good angle
4.
to come in from. that's a smart play. That's right in your wheelhouse. I think you got this one.
Okay, doing the math.
7 iron.
4.
Why would it have you have a 7 iron? Yeah?
Oh, go in.
Oh! Would you put some funk on that?
A little bit.
Looked
I don't
like it
know if
backed
I
up a little
did.
bit.
Okay, a little bit of break. We're gonna hit this a little. You want to hit it 17 inches past the hole.
And
to
he's
get
got a
the
par.
true.
You
That
yeah,
just
that's the
taught
better
you
way to say it.
something.
Hit it past where you're supposed to hit it.
Can't make any that you leave short. Right, Buyer?
Yeah, God.
Okay.
I
I feel good about this. Here we go.
You know the weird thing is?
I might go
you can
pro in this
actually,
game.
You can go past 100%, but if you miss at all,
You're
it
effed up.
shoot. Yeah, you want to play a power hook. I think what I used to do is I aim as far to the right as the screen would let me, and then I would hit like a power super hook and just see what happened.
Ah! I
Yeah.
keep doing that.
It's
All
chip it
right,
in.
up and down for par.
Chip it a putt. Chip it a putt.
Maybe I have played this game before. Okay.
If you haven't
50.
played it, you probably played every game that's been
25.
like it. What's it? They had the one for. God, what was that game system? Oh, Hot Shots
Catch it.
Golf.
Sit. Got a little aggressive
Oh,
there.
straight though.
Dead straight, 20-footer. Oh, yeah.
He's good from here. You gotta hit 100%. Look at this.
Oh, I pulled it. I pulled it.
Oh,
Come on, Scott.
jeez.
Oh, jeez. This is
No
just...
one beats Sawgrass. No one.
Oh, man. 25 so far on the front side.
You know what though? You haven't played in a while.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty.
You haven't loosened up yet. You can just tell it feels your back's tight. That's what.
Oh, we should be okay. Should be okay.
I think you might still be in the. Ooh,
Come on,
first cut.
get a break.
250. Was that?
This is
what
like
you got
my
left?
real golf game, yeah.
You go up a club. Yeah, out
Go
of
up.
that.
All right.
You're going up a
God.
club. You're going up a club and you're hitting it soft.
Well, yeah, I don't want to go 100. I don't want to hit a... That's it.
Oh.
Here we go.
You just really like coming in from that place.
Yeah, I'm very good at it. We're in the rough, right?
Yeah.
Yep. We do a little bit more than do this. Come on, go. Get in
It's
the
over
hole. Get in the hole.
Bounce. Oh.
Oh,
what
we're
kinda-
on a hump. Who put this?
I wonder if that green was actually like that. If they went, well, we're just gonna play it by what it was back in 19 1 or
Okay,
whatever
it's
it was.
going that way. This is a pretty big guy. We're gonna go a little more than. We're downhill. In the hole.
Oh, and you hit it. If you would hit straight.
Oh, now I gotta come back up. Yeah, up the hill's a
Come
little
back.
easier. That should be in. Get in the
It was uphill.
ball.
It was uphill. It was uphill.
Man alive. Double bogey with the 3-putt.
Yeah.
All right, we're turning it around now. I'm focused. I'm ready to go.
Zero wind.
Let's go. Come on now.
This is good. This is a birdie opportunity right here.
Yep.
You can tell.
I got this figured out.
You're waiting the darker colored
Yeah, we're
green.
in the grain.
In the grain. That's the good stuff, I think.
Usually you want to be against the grain. I mean, with the grain.
With
but
the grain, yeah.
I'm actually not sure what they're trying to figure out here. Okay. Ooh, yeah, a little less. Right in. Ah, gosh.
And you're short. You know what, though?
Big hop. Big hop. Big hop. I can make
That actually
this.
was a pretty good hop.
I can make this.
What do you got?
Uphill.
22 yards.
22.
I think you can go. Yeah, go down a couple. There you go.
Give me my sand wedge. Here we go now.
Oh.
Spin.
Get. Oh, I thought he hit the pin. That was right on.
Okay, we're downhill a little bit.
Just a quick, easy putt.
Pushed it. Pushed it.
Oh. And it would have been one of those ones where it would have been in if you wouldn't have pushed it.
Oh, I want one birdie. One birdie.
And you had a good drive there, too.
All right, we're getting.
Oh,
this
this
is
is
wait.
where it is. Oh, you don't. What's your best
Ooh.
iron? Get you.
Oh, let's see. 227. No wind. I think I want. Is it uphill? Why do they want me to do this? Let's go.
That could be. It's gonna go left
Come
a
on.
little bit. Is
Sit.
he on?
Sit.
There you
Oh,
go.
look at that.
That's position A.
Uphill.
Pin high.
A little
Straight putt.
left.
I don't even think it was
One.
a little left.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it
Okay.
was dead center. I think you can center it with X.
Oh my gosh, you know all these rules.
There's the X or Y or something brings you
Oop.
back there. Yeah, you can actually aim here.
What?
Yeah, look at this. So if you're on
What?
the main part, there you go. See that little arrow on the top?
Oh yeah.
I think you can move it like if you press L or R from there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Maybe. I think
But
there's
all right.
it's a pretty fancy game. I mean, it had all of the
Next.
options.
Next level right here. Did he hit it? Did he hit it?
Oh,
Didn't hit it.
it's par though. Trending in the right direction.
Hey. Okay, 2 pars.
You know what though? I mean, if you play in real golf, 2 pars.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at this point, that's pretty much all I can hope for with my real game. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Well, with that wind and you have.
Come on.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
though.
I've played here before, yeah. Know all the breaks. Oh, I can't get
That's
there because
no.
it's 1991.
Just because it's 91. Oh yeah, I was.
Can I drive her?
You'd have been
Ooh.
260 out, or whatever. Whatever it was.
Gosh. I just gotta
Stay-
wait. Just wait a second. Don't get
just-
into the bush. Stay out of the bush.
Look. Layup. Oh, is it in the rough?
Looks like it.
Does it tell you? In the rough. Bad
Ooh,
line.
bad line.
Bad line in the rough. Oh.
Okay, I'm starting to remember. I have played this game before. I'm remembering this.
9, 8 iron.
Let's see. I'm gonna say it's that buried. Here we go.
That ain't gonna hurt you, I don't think. Oh.
Come on.
This, the wit.
Sit.
Oh, get out of the sand. I don't think you're in the sand.
Okay, here we go. Time for a miraculous shot. Go in.
Oh, you hit way too hard.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Right, I had it right where I want it. Oh, I have a sandwich. It's not a putt. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!
I think this might be a putt. Are you
All
putting?
right.
Nope. You're still pitching.
I want to putt. Give me my putter.
Doesn't even let you. You
No,
can't
it
putt from
won't.
off the green.
Okay.
This isn't all fancy. There you go. Just make it.
Oh! Shoot. Where's Jim Nance when you need him? Commentating for
welcome,
me.
friends.
Oh, look
When you
at
make
that.
a putt like that.
That's how you save double bogey.
This is a solid.
All right, backside, new side.
Nothing better than a one putt double.
Here we go. Ooh. Oh, hey, look at that.
Oh, you might have hit it too good.
Bombed it.
276.
I mean, that's huge for 1991.
You know what? For me, that's huge now. I gotta just. One. You might be able to go down a club.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh yeah, just hit it. No, hit it
Yeah.
100. You got 6 mile an hour behind
You think so?
I think if you hit
Okay.
it 100% there, I think you got it. That's okay. The wind's pushing
Come on.
to the left.
Go. Big hop.
Look at this.
Big hop.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this putt.
Byron
And he's
might
pin
have
high.
a putt.
Be flat. Be flat. Oh, you know what? You're fine. Don't even
worry about it.
I think
okay.
because it's too late in the club. Did he get it there?
Birdie.
Great birdie.
That's how you start
You
the
know what?
backside.
And that's does it tell you what the? I don't think it says how the difficulty of the hole.
I think it was the hardest
The
hole
hardest.
ever,
It was
probably.
obviously the hardest hole on this course has ever created.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot! I panicked. I totally panicked. Get up.
You
get
know
up.
what though? I think you're fine.
Conservative.
You knew it.
Conservative. I'm really just early on that sucker.
I love the fact that there's zero consistency hole to hole. Like if it's 10 miles an hour one hole, the next hole will be like 2. And you're like, how is that even possible? I'm playing the same course. Don't be in the water. Get in the sand. Get in the sand.
Get up. Get to the fairway.
Oh, is it buried? Good lie.
A good lie. Perfect. That's exactly what I need.
There you go.
Blast it out of there.
And with the wind.
Go away.
Oh, jeez.
What the heck? Oh, no. Oh, hey. Hey. All right.
Oh.
Ball walked on water like Jesus.
Saved it. Saved it.
I didn't check the lie.
That's okay. I don't think it matters. I think you're too good for the lie. Except for the fact
Oh, gosh.
you just beat the crap out of that
Yeah.
ball.
I thought the rough would take a little something off of it. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Trickle in. Trickle in. Oh, this putt's right in my wheelhouse. All right.
Oh, yeah, was this?
What do you think? You think it's
I
not
think
straight?
Oh, look at that. Side door.
Oh, there's a par 5. That was an eagle opportunity.
I don't know if you can actually eagle in this game.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. It's
1991.
They didn't have eagles back then. They didn't create them until the late 90s. They didn't create eagles until Tiger started playing. Like, oh, we better create a new score.
Okay. I'm feeling this.
I think.
I'm feeling this.
And the wind's going to be directly in your face. Not that there's wind, but if there
Let's
was
see.
wind,
84.
it's 1.
Oh, I'm going to go. Ooh, that's a little too hard. And then
Oh,
I
and he
pull it
hooks it.
again.
And he hooks it. But.
Work it out.
But.
Work it out.
Oh. And that would have
Gosh.
been pin high.
This is just atrocious. I can't make this adjustment. Just hold on, Scott.
Is that the yips?
Pretty close. 50.
14.
So probably about right. Oop. That was a little faster than I anticipated. Go in.
Oh. Although you did see it flash by, so you know it was close. It was online. Just a little too much.
Oh, I needed to push it to make it.
Oh.
I feel like the game just makes sure that you miss it. If
Just
you,
enough.
You can't push it like you do in real life into the hole.
No.
It'll just if you miss hit it, they won't.
No, they don't. There's no gimmies.
Jeez. All right. Here.
If you're on, you're in. I think is the
On.
way you should play this. Oh, I don't.
Oh. This is just
That wind's pushing though. I think.
out of the water.
Not in the water.
Out of the water. All right.
You.
I've been very fortunate so far.
You.
What was the
Surprised they're having you pull up your knickers.
bad lie?
Bad
Okay.
lie in the rough for 24 yards.
So I'm going to hit it about,
Half.
yeah, push it a little bit. Sit.
God, that bad lie didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's just shot out of there. Caught a flyer. And
Way too far.
that's going to go in. I feel like I'm not.
Is that another chip? It's got to let you putt from here, right?
Well, at least this will help my putting stats.
Yeah, your putting's ridiculous in the game. I think you're averaging less than a 2-putt per hole, so. He takes a full swing.
Oh! Yeah, he did.
He takes a full swing on
Somebody
everything.
needs to tell him not to do that.
That's, I don't think you ever taught him how to chip.
Pull it right into the hole. Oh, no. Oh, I'm falling apart. After that birdie, I just... Oh! This is...
You just gotta... And I love the fact it brought that up.
Awful.
Like, really? You're that close? You still haven't told me what the undulation of the green was?
Quadruple bogey.
Yeah, it's not your best hole.
This is bad.
That's,
Okay.
But you know what? This is a par 5. At 452 yards,
Here's
par
a birdie
5.
opportunity.
There you go. No, it's par 4. Oh, I was wrong. That ain't gonna hurt you. I don't think it's gonna hurt you because the wind is pushing to the right.
Okay, here we go.
So
I got this. I'm not gonna be early on this anymore.
Yeah, 247. So 205 out.
We got this.
You can't use a wood there.
What's my one? Ooh, I like this 2-iron right here.
That might be a little much.
Oh, and then I push it right into the wind. With the wind.
Get down.
Dang it.
Get down. Get down.
Sit. Distance control isn't bad.
Just the left or right. You just.
About 33% here.
I think that's gonna be. Oh.
I just feel like I need to practice.
Off the green again.
Oh man, another full swing. Okay, don't go over 14.
For 7 yards. Oh, he shorted it.
I mean,
it's almost, yeah.
That's tough.
It's 11-footer, but downhill.
Oh shoot! Didn't look at the downhill part.
But I think you're going to the right. Oh.
This is just.
This is not looking good. The comebacker is good.
Birdie, bogey.
Well, you know what though?
Bogey.
If you stop right now,
yeah.
You shot one over.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Unfortunately, there's holes left to play, but you could just be like, no, I got to 73. I wanted
not going to be early.
Wanted to shoot one over, and I did.
Okay, now I put it into the bushes.
Not in the marsh. Ooh.
Oh, that's marsh?
I think so. Bad lighting, deep rough.
Let's jack it up. Oh.
That's the most you can do. That's how deep it is. But you hit it good.
I'm getting better. Clean. It's only taken me 14 holes. Ready for comeback.
And you're close enough that it's trying to give you the roll. Let's see. Is the wind doing anything?
Come on!
Oh! It was a good hit. Was that a par?
It's a par.
Oh.
I got a little cocky.
It was supposed to be a par.
Got a little cocky.
We're going to do the walk-off. You going to throw the ball into the crowd after this?
Oh, okay. Well, we only have 3 of the hardest holes in golf left. So I feel like my chances are pretty good here. Oops.
Oh, and that wind is going to... Well, you know what? You didn't hit it over 100%. Look at that. Fine.
Fine. We're fine.
233-yard drive, but this is par 5.
Driver time.
Oh, this guy's
driver off the deck. I did it. I told you I wasn't gonna do it, and then I forgot about it.
But I don't think it hurt. I don't think it hurt you that much. Oh.
Behind a pine tree, palm tree. Oh, perfect.
I think you're gonna
right where I want them.
I think you got. You know, they say trees are like 95% air until you hit them.
I hit that 5%.
Yeah, that was
Oh, I forgot to. I hit it too quickly. Okay, that was a layup.
You wanted to get out of the rough.
And I did.
And you completely did that. You had a bad lie. You had to
Sandwich. Give me my sandwich. I want my sandwich. There we go. Backspin into the cup. Or forward spin. Oh, a little bit of jism there on it.
Wow. That was nice.
Look at this.
Oh,
Par.
I thought it was gonna stop.
Did I get a? Oh, there's a bogey.
No, well, you had that extra.
I hit that tree.
Yeah, that didn't help. That was definitely not your best effort right there.
Okay, here we go. The Island Green, most famous hole in golf. Would you say? Probably. Pretty close.
That.
Oh boy. Get up.
Oh.
I'll take it.
I heard Tom Lehman has actually never hit it in the water there. In his whole career, that was the one thing he was like, no. I mean, he had a couple of wins here and there, whatever. But what do you think the most interesting hole in golf would be to play? I mean, looks like fun, But
yeah,
I always think, what is it, 17 at the Phoenix Open?
At the Waste Management Open. Yeah,
it's just a bunch of drunks screaming at you as you're hitting into a par 3. Oh,
nice. Anything at Augusta would be fun, of course.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there.
The road hole at St. Andrews would be great. Oh yeah, look at this. Just a little bit of a draw, just the way I draw it up.
Look at that. And
all right, I'm gonna end with I'm gonna focus here.
This is the one. This is the one he gets. This is the winner, folks. 179. Got no wind. If you.
Come on!
Is this the end of it?
Come on!
Get there. Get there.
Get there.
Hop. Big hop. Big.
Get up!
And he's on.
Oh.
And he's going to end on a bird. Oh, and it's straight. You don't have to move or nothing. That's a straight putt. Did he put it?
Oh, I pushed it.
No.
Oh,
he would have had it.
Oh.
He would have had it. Oh, I could have finished on a birdie.
I got cocky and I stopped focusing.
Could have. Oh.
Well, I got a lot to work on. 92.
You know what, though? If you really shot a 92 at Sawgrass, would you actually be that upset?
How many weeks do I get to practice before I go?
Let's say it's you're getting into curb season, so you're getting into September. So you've had the whole summer. You've probably played.
If I shot 92, I'd be pissed. Wait, can I swear? That's not really piss.
You can,
piss is not
piss.
Swear.
You swear
no, I say that on the radio. It's fine.
Oh, well, this isn't on the radio, so you're
so
fine.
I say for the internet, it's got to be.
Yeah, they don't
right?
care. I gotta imagine you can say whatever you want. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't know how smart you sound if you just go fuckity fuck. But if you wanted to,
kind of built my career on that. But
if that's what got you, like there it goes. He said fuckity fuck on the. He's done.
Yeah,
he's out of the industry.
Yeah, I would be mad. I would hope that I would be able to
break 90.
I'd want to keep it. I mean, ideally, I'd want to keep it in the 70s. If I was, if I had like starting in the spring and practice again, like I haven't practiced since I was, 20.
Yeah.
God, I would hope I'd be able to get it to.
Let's say it's curb season this year. You got in, maybe 10 rounds. Not, not too many. But you shoot a 90. 92 is not even that bad. I mean, if you figure 90s bogey golf.
Man, I feel.
And you threw in a bird.
Am I playing the tips or am I playing just the regular?
You're playing pros here. This wasn't.
If I'm playing
you were
the
playing
tips,
grandma's tees. You were playing tips.
I would be it'd have to be okay with the 92 if I'm playing the pro tees under pro conditions, without the crowd, of course, because I want to get that. But yeah, I could see myself taking like a 32 just on 17.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not even trying. You're like, can I just take it? It's 32? Like, do you want to hit it?
Yeah, no, I'll take.
No, I'm
32,
good. I just want the 32. Like just to look at the hole.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I haven't. Man, it's been a long time since I played Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I figured. It was like it's just a nice little setup down here. I really enjoy being able to come on, do a couple different things. Obviously, got my little area that the camera can't see.
Oh yes.
I made sure of that. I don't want to have some. I don't care. I did. If somebody watches, if they want to be like, oh, I was offended by they had
I drink on live TV.
Yeah, fair
Sound
enough.
off. Yeah, that's fine. People are all okay with it, I think.
Well, and by then the kids are in bed. You really don't have to worry about it. It's not,
You don't have to drive it.
Like, I want to be like him. Nothing against you.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, I guess we'll get into the formality type stuff as far as that goes.
Oh, sure.
I have a handful of questions. There's nothing, anything like.
Oh, he's going to the phone. Going to the phone.
Well, my handwriting's garbage.
It's all right. No, you got. I bet some hardcore questions written down.
Not really. Strangely enough. Let's see. First, what kind of projects you got going on? Obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, who would be watching this or whatever.
I'd be surprised if anybody in the world doesn't know who I am. I mean, geez. I mean, everybody in the town of Mount Carmel knows who I am. So,
well, and they're
the rest of the world.
Are you going to the? Is it their celebration?
It is the 150th year. Yeah.
They put in their liquor application.
Oh, good.
So I was
There'll be a lot of that.
When that's all you do all day long is look at liquor applications. Yeah. It's
I'm Scott Sipker to everybody out in the world. Where exactly is the camera? So I pull right here.
Yeah. And that's why I put it there, because when you're playing online stuff,
sure, you
get
a lot of crotch shot. So I apologize for that.
No, well, you have pants on, so it actually works.
I do.
If you're wearing like a short skirt or something,
sure,
it'd be weird for a lot of reasons, but I think mostly.
I have worn it. Have you ever seen my photos of me when I did a drag show?
I have not. Was it with the beard?
Nope, I shaved the beard.
That would make a bigger difference. I gotta imagine the bearded lady looks a little weird.
I think it might. Just you stall while I get my phone.
Oh, fair enough.
Just.
I don't know what I could possibly say while we're waiting all this time for. He went into the other part of the studio.
Oh, yeah.
To go check.
I had to get past all the champagne bottles.
No, the champagne bottles are left. We have one champagne bottle down there, in the bar. The only reason why is because we just had it forever. I have a Cubs wine bottle that also same thing, had forever.
Can these people? I don't know if we can show people.
I'll make reference to it later. You know what?
Boom.
Not bad.
Look at this. Oh
No,
yeah,
that's
not gonna be helpful.
Look
at this.
There you go. That is
I can't. It's overexposed.
It's
I
okay.
Promise. Promise
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
You're welcome, everybody.
That's a very pretty man lady.
Thank you.
You make a beautiful woman.
I did a charity event last year for One Iowa.
Okay.
And man, that was a really cool, interesting expation.
How long did that take?
The
5
makeup.
Minutes,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything. It took probably started getting ready about 8 in the morning, and the show. Oh no, maybe 8, 7. Can't remember exactly, but it was probably 4 or 5 hours of makeup, getting ready as well as costume and all, or not costume necessarily, but dress and all
Fair
that
enough.
sort of jazz. But anyway, I forget what we were talking about. I do videos.
Well,
and I'm currently working most notably on a feature-length documentary about Niall Kinnick.
Oh,
so
okay.
hopefully that should be coming out sometime this year.
Now, is this the like baseball, the Ken Burns, where all you do is just have still pictures, and you're gonna do the zoom in while having some? I love that. He pioneered it, and now you can't get away from it.
Yeah, he definitely redefined the area of historical drama or historical documentary. We have a few of that, because when you're doing a project on a guy who was born in the first half of the and lived the first half of the 20th century, you have mostly photos, but we do have some video, some game reels and other things of him that we're able to utilize, and then we have a lot of letters, and we have a lot of journals that we can utilize as well. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge to do a historical documentary, to try and bring it all back to life. But luckily, Niall lived a intriguing enough life that story is already full of interest.
Working a lot and accompanying with University of Iowa. Then have they been?
They've been very supportive. It's not in
it's not specifically
partnership with them, but we couldn't. It'd be very difficult to do a Niall Kinnick documentary without the help of the university because the archives have everything that you would. Well, not everything, but they have the vast majority of things that you would need to tell the Niall Kinnick story. So I'm sure there's some other way you could get around the university. I don't know why you would. They've been instrumental, and so God, they've just been so helpful to us.
That's good. Yeah. So would that be Iowa first as far like teams? And okay, so you go college teams because obviously there's no major league sports of any sort in the state of Iowa. Would it be like Iowa first and kind of everybody else is kind of mixed in the rest, or
well, I grew up, in Mount Carmel in Carroll County. For people who are intrigued
so
by,
if you say Nebraska,
we grew up in Western Iowa when Nebraska was winning national championships.
When everybody hated them,
right? And so and Nebraska fans were not shy about reminding you of that fact. So now that they've sucked for the last 20 years or so, I've had no problem kind of giving it back.
Tommy Frazier's watching this right now. He's going to come at it. I don't know if he's watching.
Tommy Frazier.
He might be. Eric Crouch, maybe he's watching this right now too.
I hope that they are, because the University of Nebraska it's a good institution. It runs the read option on the football field and in the classroom, so it's really solid. I grew up a Hawkeye fan. Went to Iowa State, became a Cyclone fan, but I didn't lose my Hawkeye fandom. And I also grew up in a household that was very supportive of both teams. My mom and dad didn't go to college, so you would technically call them Tavern Hawks. But my dad went to the first game at Jack Trice Stadium. At that time, it was called Cyclone Stadium. And he wore, I've seen photos, and I don't remember this from my childhood, but he would wear Iowa State stuff as well as Iowa stuff. No doubt a Hawkeye fan, but he would root for Iowa State, and there was no hatred in our household for it.
I think you had a lot of that, unless you had families that, I have some extended family that were Cyclones all the way. We hate the Hawkeyes. Like, even when you're not playing the Hawkeyes, and you're like, why? I never understood necessarily that. It's like, if they're not playing each other, I always went Iowa State. I want Iowa State to go undefeated. I want UNI to lose to only Iowa State, and I want Iowa to lose to the other two, and that's it. And then Drake, who cares?
Sure.
Nothing against Drake. I think it's a
in Drake football. What a game they played against Iowa State this year.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That was
they
amazing.
Really gave it their all.
And Drake has been doing a great job of kind of becoming Des Moines' team for basketball. And
very nice.
That would last night I just got to wear the throwback jersey.
Oh yeah.
Which if you haven't seen, look up the Drake throwback jersey they just wore on Saturday.
Was it
really
because
sweet.
Their Final Four?
Yeah, celebrating the 1969 Final Four team.
Yeah.
So I'm a Scott divided, and I'd hope that mostly Hawkeye and Cyclone fans would just, instead of directing the hate at each other, direct the hate at Nebraska.
Nebraska. Just and that's the weird thing, because we grew up. It was Big 8, and so Nebraska was there. So, Iowa had kind of the rivalry, so they whatever, but now they're in the conference, so now they really hate them. So Iowa State fans are kind of like indifferent now because they don't ever play them. So like, oh, whatever, it's Nebraska. We hated them. Now we don't.
Yeah, I try and do whatever I can to keep Iowa State and my alma mater hatred for Nebraska up.
Fair enough. Let's see. What other... I know barn burning questions.
Barn burners.
Barn burners. It's actually more apropos in Iowa than a lot of places.
We do have barns.
I think, and the barn, which a lot of people probably don't remember, is that Veterans Memorial.
Yeah, it's still technically there, just has taken a different shape, as many of us have as we've aged.
Yes, I've gotten more robust, so that's always nice. Videos, obviously you're known for doing a lot of things. Probably the number one thing I would think would be Iowa Nice Guy. And since been doing a lot of things, I saw you do stuff with IPTV. I saw the outdoor show. Really good. I enjoyed it. It was always nice to see anything for an Iowa spotlight. I think it gets passed over a lot, and usually the butt of all jokes. But what was your initial that brought you to Iowa Nice Guy? Like, where did that come from?
So I had started a film company with Paul Benedict and Brendan Dunphy a few years before the original Iowa Nice came out. And we had our failures. I was going to say successes, but we really didn't have many of those. But luckily, Paul happened. It was around the caucus time of going to the 2012 caucuses, and Paul heard a report on the radio about Iowa, and the way they were talking about Iowa just wasn't how he, a guy who graduated from Pocahontas High School in Northwest Iowa, and living in Des Moines, it was like, that's not Iowa, and he started swearing at the radio, but in his head, because he's a good Christian man and doesn't swear. So he's like, this is funny, I should write this down, but I don't swear. Who would be good with swearing on camera? Oh, I'll send it to Scott. So he just sent it to me, and the first time I read it, I remember I was in my cube at Wells Fargo at the time, and I remember reading it, and I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And I thought, oh my, this is good. So we went out and shot it on New Year's Eve. 2011. Took a break to party on New Year's Eve at the Des Moines Social Club. Finished it up on New Year's Day. And
Probably
then we
later in the day.
Yeah, a little bit of a later start. Then we edited it, put it out, and man, then gosh, it didn't take off virally right away, or we didn't know it had because of the way YouTube's algorithm worked at that time. But later the next day, after we had eaten breakfast at the Drake Diner, all of a sudden phone calls started coming in, and Facebook was just blowing up.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh my!
Like public, hey, we want you for this. This is kind of coming around. And
it life changed.
It's amazing. It's kind of an viral moment, you know. And there's only been a handful of people that have really kind of changed and done through the viral that way. But it's amazing how just knowing that film, people get into things by that. It always blows my mind when I see like, oh, now I do this. Like, how'd you get into that? It's like, did a video. Now the next thing you know is I'm making, you know, whatever this amount of money. You go. But even then, you know, you think of like Twitch streams. You know, that was a ninja or whatever that plays a video game, and you go, how much does he make a year? He's making $1 million. Like,
whoa.
What's he do? He plays a video game.
Yeah, maybe I should pick that up.
I didn't
wait, I played a video game tonight. Do I get $1 million?
Now, well, you just tripled your fan base.
Oh boy.
I'm
excited.
Is your phone blowing up?
Oh, it is.
It is.
Mostly, I think it might be because of the drag picture.
You might. Yeah, that might actually be. That probably is what it is.
Well, yeah, it's everything changed at that moment, and we've got over 1 million hits on YouTube, which now doesn't sound like much because so many people get that.
Oh, like Gangnam
but
Style
in
or
2012, that was news. It was news, and so much so that the BBC requested interviews, CNN requested interviews. I mean, MSNBC. It was all over the place.
Everywhere.
Just a one of the most exciting, exhausting days of my life.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And still, I mean, people are probably still coming up to you and being like, "You're the guy."
Very fortunately, that is still happening. And at this point,
and you've been doing other things with it.
Well, that's what it is. Like we eventually were able to spin that into two season run on ESPNU.
I saw
College
those.
Football Daily, where we promoted the University of Iowa and made fun of Nebraska because it's so easy. And it was a lot of fun. So we were able to get that. We haven't now done an Iowa Nice Guy piece for, it's probably 5 years. We probably never will do one again. So. And in my mind, as the diva actor I am, the Iowa Nice Guy is a character.
Yes.
It's not me, but, I do not get upset when people say, it's the Iowa Nice Guy. I don't. That means people are watching our work, and it's still resonating with people, even though we've retired that character.
Yeah. Well, and even then, for the people that will be watching this is currently on Twitch, but I'll be putting this on YouTube, sharing it. Everybody watch Scott. He's done amazing things. But I even put on the sign that they can't obviously see right now that it presents Scott Sipker instead of putting Iowa Nice Guy.
Oh, you're stroking my ego.
Yeah, no. You're bigger than the old Iowa Nice Guy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm just saying. I mean, you're kind of a big deal. So.
Well, it is one of those things that it is a sign of success to be known as something. My hope is that as we bring out the Kinnick documentary and then later on our Trice documentary and we produce our first feature-length movie this year, narrative movie, that that people do start to see the Iowa Nice Guy as more of a a phase of my life, a character of my life, than a moniker.
It's like
But-
you're Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
That's what you.
And
you know,
he's totally. You can take that way. Like he's
Yeah.
just leaned into that. Larry the
And-
Cable
and
Guy
he just
is his
made a
identity, right? And
ton
he's
of
made a
money on
ton
it.
of money. And
in Nebraska, nonetheless.
nonetheless, or more the less, whichever way you want to say it. But I was given the advice that I should do the same. Just lean into it. Just become the Iowa nice guy. Have that be your public persona. And that is a totally valid way to approach it. Probably even advisable. That's why I was being advised to do it. But that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And very fortunately, been able to also get now. We're heading to our 9th season of Iowa Outdoors and Iowa Public Television. Got to be on Murph and Andy now for 6 years. I've been in Murph and Andy radio show. And you can tell the people, and I know this sounds totally self-absorbed, but just a reference. When I'm out on the street and people yell, "Hey, it's the Iowa nice guy," or "Hey, it's Scott. Hey, it's Sipker," the people who yell Sipker to me almost always are the fans of the Murph and Andy show, for instance, because they get to know you over an hour every single week, right?
Yeah.
They get to know who you are. And if you don't, and you just see a video or two, then I'm the Iowa nice guy, and that's so cool too. So it's been interesting to see how the different forks in my career have led to different results in different people's eyes.
No, that's awesome, man. Every time I saw that, I was like, hey, I know that kid. It's weird to say kid. Obviously, we're both grown at this point, but I think I was a senior when you were a freshman or junior, whatever. So
Yeah.
there was a little bit of an age gap now, but you still think of it that way. I mean, my parents to this day will go, "Oh, you're a kid." We were in Portland on a family trip, and they're like, "Well, we don't want you to be in this bar alone." I was like, "I am 35 years old. I traveled for a living for 5 years with a group of guys that I didn't know. You're worried about me being alone?" And okay, well, whatever. And Scott and I, for anybody, we're not small by any stretch. Like, not in the sense of like obese, but more of I'm 6'4" and you're what, 6'1"?
Let's say 6'1", yeah.
6'1". I mean,
Carroll High basketball program listed me at 6'2".
Well,
I'll take it.
But if that's the case, I remember Jason Muggenberg was listed as like 6'10", and I was listed as 6'5", and I was like, like he's 6'10".
No,
Well,
but
he punched a lot, so I don't know, maybe standing straight up, but.
Well, you scare the other team, right? But,
yeah, like, oh, they got a guy that's 6'10", they go in the court, and you're like, that guy ain't 6'10".
Well, as you bring up high school, I'd be remiss if I don't tell this story, which is one of the most sad and yet cool moments of my life. I was a freshman at Carroll High School, and I had gone to Kemper Elementary School.
Mm-hmm.
And
at that time,
it's called Christ the King. Christ the King is in Mount Carmel, Breda. Class of 25. I was the only one of my 25, one of the 25 to not go to Kemper and go to Carroll High. And now I show up in high school, and when before I was like the 23rd coolest kid in 25 people, I was now the 155th coolest person in a class of 155.
And you guys were the biggest class, I think, to graduate at the time, because we were 125 when we graduated. So
yeah, we were definitely getting bigger. So I show up that first day at Carroll High School, and I don't have any friends, and it goes terribly, and I get bullied, and sob story, wah, wah, wah. Well, I at the time really, didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't really know anybody, and just desperately trying to be cool and have friends. Well, it was homecoming, and the football game had gotten over. And in Carroll, it's probably about a mile and a half from the high school to
the football
stadium. Probably about that, maybe a little more.
And uphill,
both ways.
Yep.
And it was raining that night, but I remember after the game, I was down on the field, and there's the homecoming dance, right? I'm like, okay, my parents live in Mount Carmel, so they're not close to take me to the high school. Mm-hmm. And so how am I going to get from the football stadium to the dance at the high school? I was too scared to ask anybody there to give me a ride, and it was raining. So what do? I just wait till everybody pretty much has left the football stadium. I sneak out, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk in the rain. Just gonna walk. So I start walking through Grant Park because I don't want to be on the side of the road because I don't want people to see me because every single car is driving to the high school.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can't really get through Grant Park because there's a creek.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting all wet and it's just terrible. And I try and stay off the road as much as I can until I finally am not able to. And I start taking the sidewalk. I make it. I'm just walking and I put my hood up so that nobody can see who I am. I had my Hawkeye starter jacket on at the time. You can tell this is a tragic moment.
Do you still have that jacket? That would be the question.
We do.
So that's
my
good.
mom wears it.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm walking and I'm wet and I'm just so embarrassed as you are almost always when you're 14, much less making this walk of shame to your high school where once you get out to the Muni, the golf course,
it's just
there's nothing out there but sidewalk.
Not even sidewalk.
It's not sidewalk. It's just shoulder.
It's shoulder. It's shoulder and street.
And I'm walking and I'm so embarrassed. And the rain is coming down. It's dark, and every car that passes is just terrible. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden I hear this car stop, and I hear a voice say, "Hey, you want to ride?" And I look over, and it's this senior guy who I didn't really know who it was in this small car, a guy who was way too big for the car he had. And you had a lot of stuff, or sorry, I gave away the story. This guy had a lot of stuff in his car, and he said, "Well, get in." And of course it's Bayer, and I get in, I cram in, and he gave me the ride the rest of the way. And for a senior to do that to a little old freshman is something that it really means a lot to me still to this day.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize. Like at the time, you just go, "Hey, there's someone that needs a ride." Yeah. Like you don't think of it as like this could be a life-changing moment and anything like that. You're just like, "Hey, do you need a ride? Like it's raining."
And all the people who drove past me that could have done the same thing, but they didn't, right? Yeah. And you did. And man, I know I've told you this already, but I thank you so much.
No,
and,
it was obviously
really
yet again
appreciate it.
Now looking back at it, it was like, oh man, I didn't. You don't think of a little thing like that. Innocuous to one is, like one man's trash is another man's treasure type thing. What I didn't realize is something that you took so to heart, because I don't think you ever told me until it wasn't even last year that it meant so much to you. And I was just like, I was blown away because...
Yeah, we saw each other at the Wolves game.
We did see each other at the Wolves game.
It's the first time I've seen you, I think, since high school.
Since high school, pretty much. And I thank you again for taking the picture of my son. The fat face thing is getting bigger. All of them are great. Jerry Rice was awesome. Jake the Snake recently.
Nice.
So that was a nice one. But yeah, I really appreciated even you doing that. It was really cool to see you because I was like, hey, that's Scott. I wonder how he's doing. Whatever. And I kind of flagged you down, whatever. And no, it worked out when you told me that. I was like, man, I never realized. Why would I think? It means a lot to me now that you told me. Mm-hmm. But up until then,
I don't even know you could remember such a small thing like that. I mean,
yeah, no, but it was just like, yeah, of course, yeah. I had to pick you up because you were walking,
and it was raining.
Well, yeah,
it was terrible. God, what a terrible night that was. But you gave me a ride. You weren't judging at all. I was able to get.
I judge you now.
Now, of
no,
course.
no,
And
no,
you
it's different. No,
I mean, I really was a loser.
Sorry, that's all you was dislike everything.
And so, but I remember I got to the high school. And I got into the bathroom and hid and tried to dry off as best as I could. So, of course, not to continue the embarrassment. And then you never said anything to anybody else to further the embarrassment. You just were real cool about it. And I don't think we ever talked about it ever until last year at the Wolves
literally
game.
a year, like a year ago.
So
almost exactly
from
a year
the
ago.
bottom of my heart, I really... For the record, I have already told him, but I can't be as genuine across the microphone as I want to be to say thank you. But
no, it's totally my pleasure. Now in retrospect,
whatever happened to that car? What was it? It was like a little
Nissan
guy.
It was a Nissan
was it
Sentra.
White or yellow?
Yellow. It was
yellow. Yes.
It
yellow.
was what we called it was diluted urine yellow. It was I actually had a senior picture taken with it. The car was so thin that. So I had me because everybody's doing the cool. I'm gonna get my senior picture taken with this.
Yeah.
So I sat on the roof, and had Nice Winger take the picture, and the roof caved in. Like the roof was, you could see
Yeah.
it in the picture that the roof was indented because I was sitting on it and it just went. I was like, "Yeesh."
You just sell that car and then, like,
It took a crap finally.
Okay.
It was not on it was, I would say it was on its last leg, but it was on its, yeah.
Do you
its
think
last
it still
toe.
exists somewhere out there at a junkyard, or do you think it's been
I
crushed up?
think so, and actually it was kind of weird. So I don't know if you know who Dean Unken is.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course
Dean,
I do.
great guy, you know, and everything. But he used to. I played basketball. I stayed in Carroll a couple years after I graduated. Went to DMAC, not bragging. But while I was there, I would play basketball at noon on Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday. It was the big thing in Carroll. It was like, okay, and it was all the older guys, you know, like Troy Allen, different guys like that are. I say they're older, but at that time they were 30. You know, and like I'm 18, they're 30. I'm like, oh my god, these guys, these old guys.
Yeah.
Like now I'm sitting there going to play basketball. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm the old guy. But he would always be like, oh, so you're working at Farner, huh? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Somebody else drove there was 2 of those cars in Carroll. And somebody drove the other one, worked at Farner, so he'd see it. He saw me at the rec all the time. He'd be like, "Oh, you work at Farner?" I'm like, "No, I work at."
That's another person driving a urine-colored Nissan.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I feel bad for them. Like, I should try to buy it off of them for parts, I guess. But no, it was always interesting. So I mean, just that car is had a lot of stories through it with a lot of people. And it was too small. I always felt like was it Ed Too Tall Jones? Was that who played? No, it wasn't Ed Too Tall Jones. It might have been who played Hightower in Police Academy.
Ooh boy, that's past. I don't know that one.
I believe, but there's a scene in the first Police Academy movie where they teach him how to drive, and he doesn't fit the car. It's like a Yugo, and so he has to rip out the front seat because he's so tall. And he was he was 6'7". He was one of those guys that was whatever. But yeah, he had to rip out the front seat.
Well, in my memory, honestly, that's one of the first things that comes to when I look over my and I see this guy. It's just, you're just too big for the car. You're just too big. But at that point, what am I'm taking this off. I'm taking the offer. So that's so you definitely were too big for that. But I wish that Nissan all the best and wherever it's resting at.
Yes. And
I said rusting at instead of resting at. See what
it was a Nissan though. It probably isn't rusting. It's probably a really good car.
Yeah, good point.
And they made him well. So, all right. Well, let's see what other softball questions. Biggest name drop you could do right now. Like if you were to say, I was, and not that you braggadocious in any way, but like if you were to go like, oh, I had the story where me and Kanye, like not that, whatever, but like if you were to go, this story, this is my biggest name drop of anybody I've ever hung with.
Oh gosh, I mean.
Not Iowa, like I would say nationally, because Iowa, there's probably
no, for sure.
I hung with Tim Dwight, like okay, and I've done that, but it's
I have one story that I will save because I probably shouldn't talk about it at this point.
Fair enough.
But it's a good story. Yes. Probably Tom Arnold. I guess is Tom Arnold or Jay Moore bigger to you?
I would
probably
say Jay Moore to me, but I'm a huge purveyor of stand-up comedy, and also he does a lot of really good stuff in sports. It's very funny. Yeah. But yeah, Jay Moore.
Well, then I'll tell you the Jay Moore story, which is I was doing a video about saving Olympic wrestling.
Okay.
And when wrestling got kicked out of the Olympics.
Yes.
And so I thought, this is ridiculous. I should save Olympic wrestling. And I wanted a celebrity to be naked in the video because wrestlers originally wrestled in the nude.
Yes.
So that's how it worked. So I thought this would be funny. It was actually Tom Arnold suggested that I reach out to Jay Moore. And because Jay's a supporter of wrestling, so I reach out to him and ask him if he'll be naked in my video. And by that I mean I emailed him, because that's what Tom gave me. Emailed him and asked him if he'd be in my video naked, and he wrote back a one-word reply. Yep. So me and my camera guy, we were out in L.A., and we went to the Fox Sports Radio studios. Okay. He was doing his national radio at that time, and we get up there, and he was ready to go. So he had dropped his drawers. He sat on a chair and legs up, and the line was just in the nude. And so I said, action. He goes, in the nude. And then I cut, and I said, one more time for safety. Action, he's in the nude. Cut, okay, Jay, that's all we need. And then he's like, Scott, do you mind if I improv one? Action. And this is in the video, so you can look. He's got his arms up, legs kicked up, and he just goes, in the nude, without any clothes on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's how we saved Olympic wrestling.
There you go. And you know what? I wonder if that's what he thinks every day. He's like, you know what? If I take my clothes off, I can save.
That's right. So, yeah, I've been very fortunate to, locally, Ed Wilson is as big of a deal as any when you go on RVTV. Man, watching Ed with people is amazing. It's amazing to get to do that.
He seems like he's super personable. Every time I've ever seen him in public.
He makes everybody feel like they're the most important person in the room, and I know that's a cliche you hear a lot, but Ed does it, and it's not done in any sort of cynical way. Mm-hmm. He really is interested in talking to everybody. It's really wonderful and has taught me a lot.
Oh,
so that's a local name drop, of course.
Oh, of course.
If you want me to text Ed right now.
Well, and realistically, if you think about it, you work with some of the biggest local celebrities. I mean,
no doubt.
Keith,
Andy, Ed, everybody, and even the Andy Garmin now is a friend, even though he's not on Channel 8 anymore. But gosh, what's great about it is even though I'm not an employee of any of the news stations, I've become friends with everybody, and here in Des Moines, maybe it's not surprising to know that Channel 5, Channel 8, Channel 13, they all get along. They're they're in competition, but they all get along, and I get to be hanging out with them and drinking at Cooney's until way too late in the night.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine all of a sudden WHO putting on a commercial like "Suck it, KCCI." You're like, what? Just drop just start doing.
Well, Fales did get a lot of when he early days of What's Bugging Andy. Mm-hmm. He did a Doppler radar wars takeoff and just totally took down the idea. Ooh. And it's still really funny.
Nice. All right, so we'll actually try to ask a question quick on college sports. So college basketball right now has a thing where one and dones are such a big thing, and they say that one of the biggest, I guess, with not paying college athletes and making them one and dones, do you think that maybe paying college athletes and then making the teams more of like a feeder system? I mean, it already is in a certain way, but if you could have guys paid, and you're, because right now you're watering down a lot of the talent that moves on to the next levels, because you're just getting guys that don't know how to really play the game, or they're uber talented, but they don't, passing fundamentals, different things that, how to play with a team, different stuff like that. Because, right now Duke has 3 guys that are going to be the top 5. Would you like to see college athletes paid instead of having this? Like, what do you think? How are your feelings about that?
I am very outside of watering down, outside of the health of the NBA. Outside of all of it, I am
NFL or whatever.
Yeah, I am pro paying the college athlete. I think it should be done. I know there's some hurdles to jump over, but it seems absolutely ridiculous to me that it's not that case. Yeah. We have this nostalgia for the amateur athlete, but that is long gone, and there's so much dirty money in college athletics. It's in a way like, and not exactly, but just to illustrate the point, it's a little bit like prohibition, right? Let's just make it illegal, and then we can get this dirty money out.
And it's not even that it's illegal. Players. And that's the weird thing. It's not that it's illegal. It's just the people at the top are going, well, they're going to get a cut of our money.
And I know, and Jamie Pollard and Gary Barta know this issue better than I do, of course, but it seems to me with all the money that's being made in football and men's basketball, that I understand that Title IX, which is a good thing, will force that money to be distributed equally if players are paid.
Yeah.
Fine. That I'm okay with that. And maybe there's a way to work around it. I don't know if there are smarter people, or you definitely could do that. One idea I've had that I've never run by a lawyer, so maybe this isn't, is that you actually would sever the football team for instance, from the university, so that it's now no longer part of the Title IX.
Mm-hmm.
You sever that, and then you have the university pay $1 to that organization to be the sponsor. So Iowa State, essentially wearing the Iowa State stuff, and then you're able to pay those athletes. And the athletes, fine, you can't, you wouldn't be able, budgets wise, you wouldn't be able to negotiate, $1 million contracts. Probably not for individual players. But if you make it a set amount, or you have different tiers depending on whatever criteria.
Even if you went freshman year, sophomore year, it's a bump.
Sure,
just like
but allow the students. That's what they are, right? Allow them to go out and make their own endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Allow that local car company, if they want, because they're a private organization, to give some kid $250,000. Fine, that's a private transaction.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I understand the nuance, and we're not having this days-long conversation about how we figured all that out. But that's just one example of how maybe it could work. But the bottom line for me is that the bottom line of the players needs to be black.
Yeah. Oh yeah, completely.
So
and even what was the O'Bannon brothers? I think, or Ed O'Bannon did it a couple years back, where he went, "You guys are using my likeness for all this stuff, and that's why you can't find an NCAA game right now because you have to make it." They're using guys' likeness and making millions, and even now you think of it's a weird thing because I work for the state, but the highest paid state employee is Kirk Ferentz.
Right.
But the money that is made from Iowa athletics does not go into the general fund.
That's right. He's not, and he's not paid by the state taxes. He's, it's all through the athletic department, through donations or through contracts that come in.
Yeah. So you just go, well, if he's, why is, and there's just a lot of stuff that goes with that, and you just go, well, if this is coming off our books, how are we not getting the money back? Like, you just go, this guy is responsible for, and Iowa football is responsible for an astronomical amount of money. I mean, it's probably easily to find out what it brings in, but you go, that's not distributed back. And it's such a weird thing to me. It's like, I work for the alcohol division, and we don't get a lot because it's a state job. It's not like anything special. If I don't get a cut of every license that I approve, because I would approve a hell of a lot more licenses. I'd click all day. I'm like, what am I at? Be all I do. But I think we're the number 3 into the general fund as far as the monies that go into the general fund. So I mean, if you think outside of like Iowa Department of Revenue, which of course is going to be number 1. And then I think there's one other department between us or whatever, but we put in something like $30 or $40 million a year into the general fund. Nice. So, and our cost is literally... You're
telling me I'm just here and let's legalize marijuana, get those licenses.
That's a big one. It would be, it would make my job a little bit more interesting because licensing there would make it a lot more fun. I don't necessarily understand why it isn't. From the standpoint
I don't know if you can understand it because the argument for making it illegal is pretty flimsy.
Yeah, well, and to make it legal and to tax it and everything, we're seeing in all these states now that have done it at all the tax boom, all the whatever, and you're decriminalizing it to make it the people that are going to smoke weed are going to smoke weed. They're like, well, but what about all these new people that'll do it? Okay.
Good. I'd rather them smoke weed than drink alcohol. You ever get into a bar fight with somebody who's high?
Not quickly.
No.
Dude. Man, that's just not nice.
Well, yeah, it's a real pet peeve of mine. It's
all old guard, and that's the weird thing about it. It's just all old guard. The more people that get out and vote, the more people that get younger people in office. Even in our political environment right now, Ocasio-Cortez, Alexander out of New York, and everybody's like blowing up. I was like, she is 1/300 and whatever of our government right now, and she's holding more power than anybody. They're so scared of somebody standing up to them. It's a bunch of bullies, and somebody's going, I'm not going to be bullied anymore. And that's a weird thing to be in a political environment that and not to say it's not weird that a woman is doing it. It's weird that they're so scared of one. But you know what? It makes sense now because you go, all it takes is one for everybody to go, yeah, why is that?
Mm-hmm.
And once you start asking why, because it's super easy, from the other way. So it's just an interesting political environment. And I got to imagine from your standpoint, it's hard to balance that line because you are a personality. So you are a public, a lot of people know who you are. Sports is easy. You go one way or the other. You're going to have people who are going to hate you either way, whatever. But I know politically it's just really difficult to probably stay out of it. Not that you don't have a political view. Completely understandable that everybody's going to have their side or the other. But to leave it out of what you do for what, I mean, like, I got to imagine people probably ask you, and I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, anything like that. It's the same thing with your religion. I don't actually care, as long as you don't try to tell me that mine is wrong, because I'm not a big fan of that. Like, and as long as your reasoning is, like, based in, you have reasons instead of, I heard this. I heard this. It was like, did you do any reading? Did you do any, information? And now we have cell phones, which has all the information ever. Like, pretty much you can access it. And you still go, nah.
Sure.
Nah. I'm going to let somebody else tell me what I think. Like, it's hard for me to get behind an opinion.
Well, I certainly, I'm in an interesting spot. I've done a lot of sports talk now or sports subjects where some people are a little taken aback or give me the old stick to sports, Scott.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the original Iowa Nice video is very political.
Yes.
I have been very political.
Yes.
Probably the most heat I've gotten ever happened a few months back when I did a essay on Sports Sound Off about Donald Trump and his interaction with Don Lemon, or his comments about Don Lemon and LeBron James, and that was pretty intense. So I don't shy away from it. I feel like I try to be open-minded and let the facts. I'm an empirical rationalist, and so I try and let the facts guide me to the proper conclusion. Always open to more evidence, thus I can change my conclusion. And so I feel very confident in my ability to argue in good faith that Donald Trump is a terrible president. I just feel very, and
I don't think you're saying anything that is really out there for saying that.
No, but and people disagree with that. That's fine. We can have that debate. We can have that argument. But I am cautious, though. I don't want to have my whole life be like Sean Hannity, where every day you wake up and you have to deal with the hate every day because you brought it on, because you're putting your opinion out every single day, and so it's going to come out. So I try to pick just a few subjects here or there. Trump in general can go a lot of ways. Legalizing marijuana is one that I am fully behind and okay to defend that position and bring the hate. If people hate that position, bring it. I don't mind. But if I start wading into issues that maybe I don't quite know as much, like for instance, I feel pretty certain about my position about who should be the leader of Venezuela at this point. But if somebody started that argument right with me right now, I would probably be like, okay, let's table this. I need to do a little more research before I have a good faith argument about it.
Yeah.
I feel
and your arguments aren't necessarily, from what I understand, and everything you're saying, your arguments aren't, I feel this way. Your arguments are, this is the evidence I have. Based on this evidence.
That's my hope. That's always the goal. I'm not perfect at it. I'm an emotional being.
I don't feel right about this. Like, a gypsy told me or something like that.
Yeah.
You're like, that's where you got your information from. Like, I went to the palm reader, and you're like, that's not a good source for information. You know that, right? Like, that's
for instance, if somebody comes to me and they have a lot of evidence that can sway me that moving the capital from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem in Israel was the best move for the chance to make peace with Israel and Palestine, and Trump did that, I'm open to hearing that argument.
Yeah.
I just because somebody I disagree with did something doesn't mean I'm going to inherently disagree with what they did. I am hopeful that I can always hold myself to that standard, to attack the argument, not the man. Though I have had some funny lines about Trump that are totally just jokes.
He sets himself up.
Yeah.
I always wonder, do you think he has friends? Like actual friends? Like, you know, like I have people I hang out with and whatever. And, but it seems as though everybody's like, that's my close personal friend. And all of a sudden it's like, he's turning state's evidence against me. You're like, well, that doesn't seem like a friend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they always have those old memes where it's like, a good friend will pick you up from jail. A bad friend will, you know, see you there or whatever, be in the same cell or something like that. It seems as though like everyone is like, nah. I mean, we know each other. Like it's
I don't, you know, my guess
if you were to say who's his friend, like, you know, that's such a weird thing. Cause you just go, I don't think he actually has an actual friend.
I would
because he would brag
say
about
Vladimir
it,
I would
Putin.
assume. But in all seriousness, I'm like, I don't know. I listening to interviews of Trump when he's not talking about politics, and you know, you can see that he can be charming and that people can take a liking to him. But I would think, and honestly, for the health of the country, I would hope so. I would hope he has friends that he can rely on, people who he can trust, to give him. Because a true fan is not a sycophant, and so I'm hopeful that he has those true friends who will tell him, Mr. President, because now they got to say that to him, Mr. President.
Oh, he's gonna hold on to that forever.
Do this. And judging from his behavior, from what I can see, maybe that's not the case, but I'm hopeful it is, because it'd be a lonely world. For anybody who doesn't have friends.
Well, that's why you build buildings with your name on it and put gold on it and just gold leaf everything. I don't know. That's
yes. Let's not get so sad.
No, sorry to go to a glib place. It's
okay.
Yeah.
To finish up the paying college athletes thing, you know, it's tough. It's a tough situation because it's an institutional change that has to happen, and those are always very difficult to have. I don't have all the answers, but I do feel like all the evidence points to, or almost the preponderance of the evidence points to, that the athletes should be paid for their work.
No, and I
besides just the scholarship.
I mean, and people that make way, not necessarily more money means anything, but people that are way more knowledgeable than I am are sitting there going, yeah, they need to get paid. So that's kind of where I go. I like, okay, you know all the ins and outs. You played sports. You did, you know, like when Jay Billis is saying they should be paid. Yeah. I go, oh, well, he's a lawyer.
Yeah. It's not as clear cut. You know, that argument is not as clear cut. So there is a good argument to be had for keeping the system
the way
is essentially the same, right? There is that argument. I just feel like it's not as strong as, hey, let's just pay these guys and gals for their work. You know, if you're a student at Iowa State and you work in the entomology department, you work there, right? Yep. You get paid for that work. But college athletes, they don't get paid for that work, right? That's seen as compromising of their student athlete privileges. So I feel like, can't we just have it be like if you want to call them students, let them be students. Let them be treated the same way as any other scholarship student, like the entomology scholarship student, who is also working in the scholarship or in the lab at the entomology lab and getting a paycheck for that. Why can't we just treat them the same?
You know what? You just ruined the entomology department. They're gonna have to. They're gonna cut them out. They're gonna be like, well, we can't pay you anymore. Scott's ruined it for you. They're gonna come back to this and they're gonna be like, what? What did you do to me?
What they do there is very important. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, it's a very important department. Does a lot of very good things. University is very strong there, but still, they're going to cut them all now. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, we can't pay you anymore.
You can blame me. Send your hate
college
mail
athletes don't get any.
Buyer.
You don't get it. Yeah, send it to me. Care of. I should change my name. Probably.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I guess my name's tied to everything at this point. So I'm like, oh, he's pretty easy to find. Plus, you're a state employee, so all of your information's out there.
Oh, actually, I also just the little bit I have. I get a paycheck from Iowa Public Television, So technically, I'm a
There you
contract
go.
employee, maybe. of
Yeah,
the
you're
state.
contracted. You're not actually. You don't work for
No,
IPTV.
no,
you
no.
do stuff that is
Yeah,
seen on IPTV.
That's right. That's right.
So that's nice. Do you guys film right now? Or is it
Not right
usually
now.
spring
We'll
and
we'll get
fall?
up in the spring and we'll film probably 10 episodes between the spring and the fall.
Nice.
But they are filming stories during the winter.
Ah, okay.
But we won't do the intros for those stories until it's nicer out.
Oh, so like doing all B-roll, all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
that's right.
a lot
Put
of
the
fun.
stories together.
I heard that word once. I try to. That's my knowledge of the
well,
film
you
industry.
used it very properly in such a way that I did not detect any naivete on your part.
You know, I'm kind of a big deal. I'm just saying. I know a lot of things.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I got nothing. I'm telling that story or whatever about The Price is Right. It's such a weird thing because even the setup, you know, what people see is like, oh, we got a studio. But if you actually were here and I turned the camera around, you would go, oh, it's not that big a studio. It's like, so, well, even the radio station and I gotta imagine it's not a real big room for you guys doing sound off, is it? It's a
Sound off is definitely small at the TV station.
fairly
Kind of
probably,
about this size.
Yeah, right about this size. But I mean, a desk. You
Desk,
see,
right,
yes,
and lighting, you know, all that
better
sort of
because
jazz.
they're professionals.
Yeah, it looks like you need a hair light back here on your buyer.
I need. I don't.
So that you just pop from the background.
Pop from the
Even
background?
me, you
I am
know, if
wearing
I weren't to
black.
criticize your lighting here,
I
like
can turn
a
on
real,
more lights.
like a real jerk.
Well, you are the inaugural episode.
Oh, the inaugural?
You are number one, numero uno. This is a big deal.
Well, you didn't. I
that's-
didn't know that.
That's why I was wondering if you wanted a drink. I was just a inaugural shot. I
didn't know that.
I bought some Gas Monkey tequila. I've never had it. I just bought it. Just
Okay.
because.
Well, here's you're working this out. Whenever you get to podcast, whatever
Glory.
number, I'll come back and we'll do this again, and we'll reminisce about how far you've come.
Yeah, and I'll definitely do some backlighting. Be nice. I'll look a little bit less like I'm trying to hide.
I think it's pretty good.
It's not
yeah,
bad.
just a little hair because this is black and our hair is dark.
Then I'm wearing a hat.
You're wearing a hat.
Otherwise, yeah, it looks
That
like
actually, that makes you pop.
well, yeah, I know. That's why I kept the hat on. It's I don't want to come on the show looking like a white nationalist or something. Be like, ugh. That's the one thing. You know what? First time when I shaved my head, I've been shaving my head for about 7 years, and I realized there's one word that is completely out of my vocabulary at this point. You can't use the word cleansing.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you shave your head, cleansing is no longer a word you can use. You're just like, yeah. Like, how clean? Yeah, I'm clean. How'd you clean? Showered. That's it. No cleansing here.
Oh, I see now. It's making sense
Yep,
why. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's it's a word you have to stay away from. It otherwise
Alright.
it looks a little suspicious. You're just like,
Well, that's a good.
and I can't do facial hair either. This is it. This is I haven't shaved in 3 days. And
I'm so
they
sorry.
can't tell because
I'm
I'm
so
not
sorry.
right up next to the camera. You got the nice the beard.
It's
Yeah, so
fake.
this is
Yeah, it's a wig.
yeah. So no, it's
Beard wig.
It's a beard wig. That's nice. It's a solid one though. You did a real good job. You know what? You can tell if you take that off, you'd look like a beautiful woman, as the picture shows.
It's true. It's true.
It is. No,
It
this
shows
is
the
actually
people.
this is the makeup.
So on the first episode of Poundtown podcast,
we saw Scott as a woman,
I showed a picture of me in drag,
and it was.
and that was the inaugural episode.
I would. You know
This
what?
is a record breaker here.
As a nice thing, I will bring on mine because it's only fair. My drag is considerably uglier, purposefully uglier than your drag. Let's see if I can find that bad
Oh,
boy.
boy.
Oh, it's pretty bad. Let's see. I have a
This
couple
is
pictures of me in drag, but it's
Him
not
searching
full
for this,
drag.
I tell you, it's got to be the best
Oh, it's
podcast
so.
moment ever.
This is. Yeah, I'm not a good-looking woman.
That's not terrible.
It's pretty bad.
Maybe
And mine actually might.
Oh.
Oh, did you just?
Oh.
That is my son giving
Now-
the dirtiest look in the history
Now
of
I'm going
life.
to show you his
Password. It's
What if I lock you out of your phone
I'd
forever?
be pissed. Actually, I wouldn't even be pissed. I'd be laughing. So just give you an idea.
Yeah. There we go. He's the tall one.
Yes.
He's the tall one.
So that was one of those things. We saw a lot of those over this year where people were doing pre-filter, post-filter, or filter, no filter. So mine
Oh.
was the no filter,
I
hers
see.
was a filter. So
I got you.
yeah, and to be a 6'4" white male, and after the filter being a 5'6" Puerto Rican girl, it's pretty impressive. It's a hell of a filter you're putting on there.
I think you should probably hang that up on your wall.
Actually, you know what? If I put the picture, we were still trying to find one for the bathroom where we're gonna put the three of us just doing this, like stink face, just right above the toilet, so people are like, "Oh,
nice.
that's like, yeah, we know it's fancy in here."
Nice.
There's no alcohol in the bathroom yet.
Yet.
So,
Cool.
Man,
well,
we've actually been doing this for a while. It's a surprise. It doesn't feel that
goes
long.
fast.
It is, yeah. It's not too
Well,
bad.
thanks for having me, and thanks for putting this together. I hope that.
My pleasure. Next time you come back, we'll play Sawgrass again. We'll see if your skills have gotten better. Well, you know what? We'll do after you've gotten some rounds in over the summer.
Yeah.
We'll bring you back in the fall. We'll see if you can get a better score. So right now you're leader in the clubhouse at 20 over, which is the worst thing I think I've ever said. That's
really bad.
That is pretty bad. But yeah, we'll definitely we'll bring you back. We'll see. There's a couple other courses. I think even Pebble Beach is on here, so it's
nice.
Coming up. Maybe I'll do a. Maybe
so
I'll do,
at the end of every episode of Poundtown,
that's kind of where it comes from, and I got.
I'm judging from your logo that we.
Yeah, there's actually I got a shirt for you, so you're actually getting some swag out of this.
You don't want to call it fisting.
No, and actually even the Poundtown part
totally.
The fisting podcast? Yeah, no, we would get a completely different.
I remember there was a newscaster when Michelle Obama and Barack Obama had
they were
knuckles to each other once, and they came on and the Obamas are fisting, and like their most like it's like whoa. That's not what that's called at all.
No, and even then, Pound is just. I was like, it made a story where I was like, hey, would you guys go to a place called Poundtown? And they're like, I don't know. So I had a friend make up a logo for me and everything, and he just kind of, I'll show you the shirt after this. Actually, I'll let you pick it out and everything.
Nice.
I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's
all
something for a little to-go gift and everything. But
cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, sir. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, sir, for being on.
Lock.
Oh yeah, we got to pop and lock it too and everything. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been real, and hopefully we get to do this again sometime soon. And we'll see each other around.
All right, sounds good. Bye, everybody.
I gotta figure it out where I can turn it off without.
Oh, we're still live on Twitch.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! What are we gonna do?